Yo, what is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we are going to be ranking the top 10 best non-gambling point guards currently available in NBA 2K24 MyTEAM. Before we hop into the video, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 30,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I upload every single day. Tons of consistent daily MyTEAM content. Would really appreciate it if y'all do subscribe. Without further ado, let's hop right into it. So the point guard list continues to be one of the deepest non-gambling lists in or positions in the game. I don't really know why that is this year, especially, but it seems like they're just dropping a ridiculous amount of point guards. There's always point guards dropping in this game. So I don't know. I don't have a huge issue with it exactly, but there's a ton of them. So I think this list is pretty good. Starting off with number 10, got Brandon Pajemski. This card has one flaw, and it is quite simple. He doesn't have a movable enforcer. That's really the main flaw. I mean, I guess he's only 6'4" would be the other flaw. So he doesn't have unbelievable size, and defensively missing that immovable enforcer badge is a pretty big deal. But he's one of the better 3-hunters and playmakers in the game. He's also a very capable athlete, and he's still a very good perimeter defender. Does have off anchor as well. A really nice, smooth release, Pro 2 fade, Kyrie dribble style, Kemba escape, Harden behind the back. Like, very, very good 3-hunting PG with a really nice release, who can put the ball on the floor and attack at a high level as well. Just does a lot of things really, really well at the point guard position, but because of that lack of movable enforcer, I feel like I can't put him any higher than number 10. Number 9 is going to be D'Angelo Russell is fine, but not incredible. A fun card to use offensively, just like Pajemski, honestly, in a lot of ways. Gold immovable enforcer does give him, I think, a slight edge over Pajemski, and then I think he's very similar in a lot of ways. Same Pro 2 fades. Sigs are actually, he has Harden behind the back as well, not quite as good of an escape. His release is really good, though. I like D'Lo's release a ton, and that's definitely one of the biggest positives about the card. Honestly, though, I think I'd be hard-pressed to put him in any higher than number 9 because he's still not unbelievable defensively, still a bit small, and his SIGs could stand to be a little better still. Eddie Jones is who I got at number 8. Eddie Jones does not have the same SIGs issue. Eddie Jones' only release is quite simple, that his release is kind of weird. His stats and badges are absolutely phenomenal. He is really versatile. He's got great defensive ability. He's also 6'6", and he's got pretty good SIGs. D-book dribble style, Kemba escape, Jamal Murray behind the back, John Wall's drag back, Pro 2 fade. It's just that release is kind of janky. It looks a little weird. It's not the most consistent and best release in the game. I think that, of all things, would be the thing that holds this Eddie Jones card back. But I think he's a pretty darn good card still, and I think top 8 feels fair. Number 7 is going to be Gilbert Arenas, another one of the Season 6 rewards. All 3 of these guys were Season 6 mode rewards. Like I said, a lot of point guards been dropping. But Gilbert Arenas, 6'4", 6'9" wingspan. He's smaller than Eddie, but he's got a better release than Eddie. He also has Hoff movable enforcer, which is big at his size. I think he defends quite well. I think his athleticism is phenomenal. I love his release, and he's got shot creation. He's got the Jamal Murray behind the back. Harden's drag back, Kemba escape. Pretty good fade, but elite level smooth release, and that Hoff removal is always a W. As a whole, Agent Zero is a really good card. I think number 7 almost feels a little low still, but number 6, honestly, it just becomes, it's becoming more and more true at this point, but size kind of is starting to rule. A guy like Nick Batum, who does not have an elite release, is still one of the better non-gambling point guards in the game because he's 6'8", 7-foot wingspan, athletic, can shoot, can play make, and is an elite versatile defender. Hoff movable enforcer, very tall at 6'8", very versatile interior defender. This card provides value because of his ability to guard a Nikola Jokic, a Ben Simmons, any sort of those types of giant point guards, because he's bigger and he's got more versatility defensively, and then he can still put the ball on the floor offensively. Kemba escape, good behind the back, good animations, Pro 2 fade as well. His his release is a little That's the main thing. And I don't love the release. It's worse than almost everybody else on this list. Maybe worse than everybody. Eddie Jones is the one that I would say is close to Batum, but everybody else's release is definitely better. But 6'8", Hoff movable enforcer. Hard to overrate the value of that type of size and defense. Jeremy Sohan's the exact same boat. Also 6'8", also Hoff movable enforcer. Also just a really big, versatile defender who can put the ball on the floor lit. He's got Hoff handles for days as well, gold shooting badges. This card is really good. He's super athletic. Pro dribble style, not amazing SIGs, but he's much more an off-the-ball card. Honestly, Batum is too, even though Batum has more better SIGs. The reason that I like Sohan more than Batum is because I think his release is a little bit better than Batum's. That'd be the main critique for me, or the main thing that I think is better. And also having that Hoff handles for days does not hurt. as a whole, both those guys give you about the same thing. Neither of them are primary ball handlers. Both of them are going to defend their butts off, and both of them do provide a lot of value on the court. Number 4, Jalen Rose. I would be so much higher on Jalen Rose if his upper was better on his jump shot, and also if they would have given him a good behind the back. 2K gave him a bad behind the back, and that's a problem. And not only that, his upper is very janky. Tony Parker's upper kind of ruins this jumper. He is still 6'8" with a 7-foot wingspan, great SIGs, and a jumper that's not horrible. It would just be so much better. And he's got so much size and versatility. Almost every single badge in the game does everything really well. He just needs, again, a better behind the back and a better upper, or just better release in general, honestly. That's all this card needed to be like number 1 or number 2 on this list legitimately, is if he had those 2 things. But as is, he's still one of the better cards. So I think it's fair to put him at number 4. Number 3 is going to be Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Season 6's level 40 was incredible. Still is, honestly. Amazing release, tray fade, great movement. Jamal Murray behind the back, still very complete stat and badge-wise. Still a capable defender with good size. Just does a ton of things well. Was easily the best point guard in the game when he came out. Is still one of the best point guards in the game to this day, and I think definitely top 3 at non-gambling PG. Number 2, another card that is free in Clyde Drexler. Like I've said, so many free point guards. They drop them constantly. 6'7" with a 6'10" wingspan for Clyde. Elite athlete. Really good animations as well. I added Hoff handles for days to my Clyde Drexler, which did help him out offensively, but he's got really good movement. He's a super great slasher, and he's got a Pro 2 fade. Clyde Drexler is, I think, the best point guard in the game, shot creation-wise, out of all the non-gambling point guards. But the best overall is Jokic, because he's 6'11" mainly. He counters the out-of-position point guards, the Ben Simmons, the glitched GOAT versions that are point guard eligible, like Larry and Shaq. He counters those guys incredibly well defensively, while also being a very complete, very good offensive card, having really complete badges. Half-handers for days would be nice, but outside of that, he's super complete, and he's got great speed. Does everything well, even defends really well. His release is not amazing, and his SIGs are not amazing, but again, he's 6'11". That size is something you just can't underrate the value of, and I think he is your best non-gambling point guard, especially if you put him next to other shot creators at the 2 and the 3, which is what a lot of people are doing at this point. That type of size, the 1 is just something that is really hard to overlook, in all honesty, and I think is definitely the main thing that puts him at the number 1 spot, because animation-wise, he doesn't, I don't want to say he doesn't hold a candle to some of the guys below him, but realistically, especially guys like Clyde, SGA, who have really, really good animations, like, yeah, he doesn't really. But at the end of the day, that doesn't also matter that much, because his size is so valuable. And I mean, we're just going to continue to get tall point guards. Like, just, this is not going to stop. We still have another 2 months-ish of content, and we're going to get a lot of BS out of position type stuff. So a guy like Jokic, who is a 6'11" point guard, that you can guarantee yourself, yes, the Pro Pass costs money. It's the only thing that I think is halfway worth money in this game, is the Pro Pass. And this is a card that 100% will allow you to counter a lot of that gambling size discrepancy, that is likely going to arise throughout this season. So with that being said, this is my top 10. Let me know what y'all think of my list in the comment section down below. I hope y'all did enjoy the video, and if you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.